We're live. Oh my gosh, here we are. We did it again.
Good to be here.
Do you guys want to know how to make keto so easy that you can't fail? Simon, I know you've been waiting for this topic, so listen up. Welcome, everyone.
I wish you could have made school so easy I couldn't fail. Where were you then?
Yeah, I don't. Let's see. What grade are you thinking about? Let's reflect on that.
I don't know, all of them.
Oh,
well, here's the deal. I haven't had, after our last episode of Don't Drink, I have not had any alcohol, not one alcoholic drink since breakfast.
Since breakfast. Oh, that's a relief.
No, I haven't drank Sunday. What is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days. Do I get a coin? Do I get a Keto Carol coin for not drinking for 5 days or what? How's that work?
I was going to say, like, I was going to have to get you a present, and I guess I am. Like, how about that? You want one of those? 10K calories saved?
Oh, is that what it is? I thought you were going to. How about a bottle of wine? Can you give me a bottle of wine?
The membership site that I use for my clients, they give out these awards you hit different sales goals. So this is, anyways, yeah.
How about you just give me 10K in a briefcase instead of the 10K placard?
Well, okay. Welcome everyone to Keto Chat Live. If you didn't know where you are, I am your host, Carol Freeman, board certified keto nutrition specialist. Co-host here,
Simon Kaufman, baby.
You got to give yourself some credentials. Didn't we give you like a certificate or something a while ago?
Oh, Simon Kaufman, the holder of the certificate from a while ago.
The holder of the 10,000 calories saved award.
The man who has been off alcohol for 5 days.
Man, do you feel like a whole new person, or are you just like bored?
No, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Been working out, doing my thing, eating my ketogenic.
You just eat the ketogenic.
Yeah, I've been eating my ketogenic.
Well, before we get too carried away with anybody thinking we're giving any medical advice, you want to just plop our...
Oh, we wouldn't do that because this show is meant for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not medical advice, nor is it intended to diagnose, treat, cure any condition. If you have any medical condition, illness, disease, or are taking any medications, or your leg just fell off, for questions or concerns related to any medical conditions you have, please contact your medical professional.
Simon, look who's back. It's Sue from last week.
Hey, Sue.
And she's going to give you a hard time, I can tell. She says I shouldn't believe you that you haven't had any alcohol in 5 days.
Do you want me to pee in a cup, Sue? Like, what is it going to take? Do you need me to use a breathalyzer? I will pee in a cup right now on the podcast.
Sue's known you for a whole week. She's already got you figured out. So
yeah. No, I didn't. Well, I had a vacation out to Washington wine country to go wine tasting all last weekend. So I told myself when I was done, I was going to follow Keto Carol's advice. Like you follow the advice of a wise sage or saint, wise, a wise one.
A very tan sage.
Yes. Tano Dominus, our Lord and Savior, Keto Carol, who is dropping the knowledge. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm doing it. What else did I haven't been tracking my macros.
Okay. Well, you're getting there. I don't know if this
means in my head.
Sue's giving us a little,
she doesn't believe me.
I don't know emoji.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if you can earn her trust a little bit more.
But I do have a flask in my pocket right now, just in case. But other than that,
Sue, don't make him crack. Well,
Sue, why don't you trust me? No love.
So for those of you watching, I got your question of the day. How many cookbooks do you own? How many keto cookbooks, that is? How many?
Me?
Anybody?
2.
2? Okay. I've got a bunch over there. I've got a pile, some other ones you can't see that are over in, this is backwards, so it's hard to point. That corner down there, I've got a ton of them. So, wait, Sue is saying You said you was going to follow mine. I don't know what is that where she was telling us to eat porridge each morning? I don't know what that means.
Follow your the Sue cookbook.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Sue, to disappoint you, but I mean, if you started your own podcast, then
or just give us. Are you saying you wrote a cookbook or what? What's she saying?
I don't know. I didn't know she wrote a cookbook. If she did, I probably
I would read it.
Wouldn't eat it. So
you wouldn't eat it? Of course, you're not going to eat the cookbook, Carol. Jeez, what are you, an animal? But I would read it. I'd read it.
Well, yeah. If she sent us a copy, we may review it. It may if it's not keto. I don't, how that fits in with this show thing.
No keto. Anyways. No keto. We veto.
Okay.
You like that?
We got our catchphrase.
I'm good. I'm smart. I make up things.
No keto, we veto.
We veto.
All right. If you ever meet us someplace live in person, like that's the passcode. No keto, we veto. We're gonna know you're a fan of the show.
Yeah, we'll just tell Vito at the front door when you give him the password. Go to Vito. Will be at the front door. Hey, I'm Vito. Like, hey.
Well, it's what's it considered a voting? It's a voting term. I don't know. It's related to politics. Veto. It's what the president can do to a law. So it's a legal thing. I don't even know what category to put it in. I'm terrible with, the stuff we were supposed to learn in school. Sue saying,
oh yeah,
follow mine. Is this a diet or what's this thing you're saying mine? Sue's going to Vegas, so she wants you to follow her show. Maybe, I don't know.
I'll follow you into battle, Sue. I will follow you into hand-to-hand combat.
So what you been up to, Simon? You went last weekend to some
I did Washington wine country. Other than that, man, I've been lifting weights again, which feels good, eating keto, which feels good, intermittent fasting, which feels good. What else? Yeah, just working out, working on stuff, writing a lot of comedy, getting ready to get back on stage.
We said Mother's Day. Was that the wine tasting trip was for Mother's Day, or did you do something else?
No. I was back. We did a brunch for my mom on Mother's Day. It was a lot of fun. Well, a whole kind of extended family. Lots of moms got together. It was good. It was nice weather. Sat outside, all of us, and
wow,
honored mom. Yeah, I helped mom today. She's organizing her garage. I do all the heavy lifting. She points where it's supposed to go.
Cool. Well, is that what you mean by weightlifting? Is lifting mom's garage?
Lifting mom's cookbooks.
Okay.
She's got a lot of cookbooks that I
lift. Yeah?
And I've been slowly acquiring weightlifting equipment. Kettlebells, dumbbells. I'm about to get an Olympic weight bench and like Olympic weight bar, plates, everything. It's supposed to be coming this week. I bought a
Are you going to be an Olympian?
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, yeah. I'm a champion at the Jewish Olympics.
Is that in Israel, I'm guessing?
No, I'm joking. They actually do have those for kids. They call them the Maccabiah games or something.
Oh.
But no, I never competed in that. No.
Fun fact. All right. We're getting a little bit of an echo again. I don't know what's going on, but it's gotta be.
Gotta be me. Blame me.
Yeah, because I'm, let's try this again there. Okay, let's try that. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay, good. That's better. All right, I clicked a button. Hopefully it worked.
Dude, you're like one of the best button clickers I've ever seen. Nobody clicks buttons.
Can you hear that? Yeah. Let's see. For me, Mother's Day, it's the first one that I've been really far away from my son. So I moved down to Arizona last year, and he's still up in the Seattle area. And I was, hoping he'd at least give me a phone call. And because last year we had a very.
He did nothing.
He called me. We got to talk for like an hour and a half. It was lovely. I loved it.
Sent you a tweet or something like.
He actually sent me a couple of Snapchats while he was at work.
That's nice.
Yeah, he so apparently there was some email he was reading at work that his boss had sent that was some kind of a card that says, "Thanks, Mom, I turned out great," something like that. And so he sent me a Snapchat of that card on a computer.
Okay.
Which sounds like something an old person would do, was take a photo of something on a computer and send it to somebody.
Yeah, right.
And then he also was wrapping up some flour. So he works at the produce department at a Whole Foods market. He's one of the managers. And he was wrapping up some flowers for somebody, and he took a snap of that as well and said, I wrapped these for you. And I said, well, that's going to be weird when somebody else's mom gets those. And she's like, this just feel like they were made for somebody else. So he was thinking about me all day, which I appreciate, and I got to talk to him. But last year we went on a great adventure. So it was, middle of, everybody had a Mother's Day last year in the middle of lockdown, right? And I had my first tooth that needed to be extracted in my life, and he was the one that drove me to the dentist. It was so cool.
I thought you were going to say he yanked it out. That'd have been even cooler.
I had to go to great lengths to get to spend the day with my son. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have to lose a body part just to get a day with your son.
Yeah.
That'd have been cooler if he's the one that tied the string to the door handle and then yanked it
full circle parenting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very expensive too, $2,000 to get a tooth pulled. And
what? I'll pull your tooth out for half of that, Carol. What are you talking about?
They put some kind of filler in the bone or something too, bone chips and something.
Yeah. Well, did your son at least hey, Susan?
I realize this is a different Sue. So we've got Susan Rapp from Chicago. Hey.
We got two Sues.
I didn't realize it was a second Sue. So nice.
What did your son at least give you something from the tooth fairy? Did you put your tooth underneath and your son gave you
he gave me a ride in his car. That was but last year he did get me some flowers.
He ferried you back and forth to the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So show us your missing tooth. Did you put a gold one in? Where is it?
No, it's actually you can't, it's way back there.
Oh, wow. You got to get a gold one, Carol. Why not?
Way in the back?
Get a grill.
Get a grip grill.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to Mexico now, so I hear they do really great cheap dental work. I might go get a new tooth stuck in there. But since nobody can see it, it's kind of like, why would I want to spend $5,000 to get a tooth nobody can see? So
yeah, no one can see it. Yank out a front one and then put the gold. Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's personal.
Not dental advice. This show is not intended to give dental advice.
Oh my gosh.
What do we got? What are we talking about? We got a news article or what?
Yep, we got a news article. It was my turn to find one this time, so I'm putting it in the chat there for everybody that wants to follow along. So this is Diet Doctor. If you're not familiar with that on keto, it's one of the very, very best sources out there for a lot of different keto information. Diet Doctor is a subscription website. I don't know what the current rate is. Last time I knew it was about $9 a month, and you get access to all kinds of articles, interviews. You may even see me on there. I've been interviewed for my keto success story on there.
You're a big deal.
It's a really great place. And so
I love it.
They hire a lot of medical professionals to be on their team to write their articles. So they've got Dr. Brett Schur is their head medical advisor, and he is I believe he's a cardiologist. And so he does a podcast for them. So if you're worried about is keto safe or anything like that, not only is Diet Doctor the head of the whole thing, is a medical doctor from Sweden who is about almost 7 feet tall. Not that that matters, but their head medical advisor is also a cardiologist. They've got another dietitian who's Franziska Spritzler. She used to be in private practice, but Diet Doctor hired her on team as well, and so she writes articles for them. And then Christy Sullivan is a recipe creator, and she also contributes a lot of articles and videos and things for them as well. So lots of great resources there. So that's where this article is from. The title of it is Debunking Keto Myths About Fat and Weight Loss. And so this is from Adele Height, who's written this who's a PhD, master in public health, and a registered dietitian nutritionist. So this is a credentialed person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Master.
So yeah. And also then medical reviewed by Dr. Brett Scher. Like I said, he's the one that's a board certified cardiologist and lipidologist practicing in San Diego.
Yes, but now it's getting peer reviewed by Keto Chat Live. Until that happens, okay, you're a PhD, you're this and that, big fucking deal. But now Keto Chat Live is going to peer review you.
Yeah, well, and Susan is saying that she hears people rave about the keto diet doctor rolls. I don't know about those. I don't know which ones those are, but
is that a dance? Like do the doctor roll it out, like roll, like is that a dance?
Yes, you're right. I forgot there's a whole
Dr. Roll. Let me see your Tootsie Roll. Right? No?
There's a whole dance blog on there as well. Yes.
Yeah. Which brings up a good point, Carol. Why don't we have our own dance already? Like, why don't we we've already had a few episodes. We need to get our choreographed dance.
Well,
people
you're
can dance at home. Like,
you're the rapper. Can you write the song? It's no keto, no veto. No keto, we veto. Is that what it was? I forgot our.
If you eat Cheetos, you're not on keto. Okay, never mind. We'll work on it. Keep it going. All right, back to the article.
Yeah. Dance. All right, so this article, debunking keto myths about fat and weight loss. Okay, so there's 4 different myths that they debunk in this article. I'm already giving this 2 thumbs up because Diet Doctor, again, like very credible, sourced, well-researched. And so if you, a lot of the articles, we kind of bounce back and forth on this show. We go for an article that's kind of this mainstream one that's just perpetuating the myths of people that aren't actually clinically using keto, that they just, it's a game of telephone that they just keep saying the same thing. And then usually alternate weeks, then I'm going to show an article that actually has some solid keto evidence-based article that is telling us the truth about keto. So wait, Susan is a rapper. All right, Susan, you're going to have to write a song.
Oh, yeah, Susan rap. There you go. I love it. This is good. Dude, our posse is growing.
It's all Sue's and Susan's. Sue Studio. So Sue, I believe Sue's in London actually too. So Sue says that we should get, I should get a diamond in my tooth. Is she calling me a diamond too?
Yeah, we have 2 Sues. It's 2 Sue crew. Like 2 live crew. It's 2 Sue crew.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're funny or sober.
Thank you.
I mean, the other shows have been great. Don't everybody
My
go back
parole
and
officer says the same thing. He really has been. No, I'm joking. Carol, I feel like you're my sponsor already, or whatever.
Well, I know you're working towards that Denali present that you want to get. So
I know,
one step at a time here. So
from denial to Denali.
There you go.
It's the name of my book. It's the name of my new book.
Track
from denial keto to Denali. My journey on 5 days with no alcohol.
Life transforming.
Yes.
You track your food to get to trek the world in your Denali. All right, that's not as good. Never mind.
No, mine was better.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Good job. You're a star.
Thank you. Well, I try. 2 Sue crew.
Stop. Is that how you pronounce that?
That's the name of the first new single.
Yeah. We're going to have to pose for our, I don't know, how do you pose for a band photo? Anyways, album cover. That's what I was trying to say. All right. Myth number 1 in this article, you eat way more fat on a keto diet. This one is really big, you guys. I had a client once that was like, my doctor said I have to quit doing keto because all that extra fat is just so bad for me and it's really bad for my body. So he said I have to quit it. So what I went through was I took a standard American diet because before keto, she was just eating, regular American food. She was gaining weight on the regular. And I analyzed it. So basically the difference between keto and a regular diet is that keto is just really low carbs. It turns out when you analyze it, it's about the same amount of fat either way. And so it's not a higher fat diet, but it's called high fat because it's relative. So it's just because it's a math equation, right? So it ends up being more of your calorie percentage comes from fat, but the total number of grams of fat are pretty similar on keto as it is to a regular diet. So that's really surprising for a lot of people. So it's not actually higher fat than what people are doing otherwise.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the amount of protein that people eat is pretty consistent, but also I find that, for a lot of times on keto, people are eating a little bit higher protein than what they're used to. And part of that is just because when we eat a lot of carbohydrates, we crave more carbs, and the less protein we eat, the more room in our stomach to eat more carbs. So it's kind of a vicious cycle of like low carb, or like high carbs and less protein and more carbs. So anyways, the protein may go up a little bit for people, but not in a bad way. And the fat kind of stays the same, and it's just the carbs that we're reducing down. A lot of people on standard American diet are eating like 400 to 600 grams of carbs a day, and like we talked about in episode 1, on keto we're aiming for 20 total grams or less, so like less than a tenth of what you were eating before. So myth number 2: eating fat causes you to burn more body fat. Oh boy, Sue's flirting with you now. I think he is funny even if he's had a drink or not. Oh,
thanks, Sue.
She knows you were drunk on the first few shows. So
yeah, exactly.
It is 10 a.m. in the morning when we're filming this. No, not really. It's it's afternoon. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Myth 2. Yeah. Eating fat causes you to burn more body fat. That's something that you'll hear from kind of like, untrained keto coaches or just kind of people out there in the keto world that'll say something about like you eat fat to burn fat. And that's not really how it works. So the article kind of like tells a little bit more about that. So,
will you put the link in the chat or the comments? Oh,
yeah, I did. Yeah. At 4:14 p.m. I put it in there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's, so it's not about eating more fat. It's, you don't have to eat lots and lots of fat. And that's also one of the things. So when people come to me, they're struggling with their keto diet and they need some help. That's one of the things they're like, I'm trying to get my fat in. I'm trying to get my fat up. I'm eating fat bombs all day long. We covered that in the past. What episode was that we talked about the fat one?
That was 3.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Excellent. You're so sharp. So like we talked about in episode 3.
Well, I was there.
Maybe I should stop drinking. This is Topo Chico, by the way. This is just club, like
you're so fancy with your fancy water. I love
it. So like we covered in episode 3, you don't need to eat tons and tons of fat, and that can be a big pitfall people fall into, is like they think they need to eat tons and tons of fat, and actually you can gain weight on keto from eating too much fat. So that is not the answer. Last time
you sat down and binged 7 avocados? Like the things you binge are chips, candy, ice cream.
Exactly.
Like if you ever sat and just binged an entire chicken, I've never done that, but
No.
I binged an entire thing of ice cream and an entire thing of chips like that.
No, and that's exactly like that'll fit perfectly into the topic of today. One of the reasons why I have us keep it really simple is that when foods are really simple and more plain, I mean, not that they shouldn't taste good, but when they're more simple, we eat amount that's like the perfect amount for us without overeating, right? So the example of like rotisserie chicken. Nobody's ever going to get fat from eating too much rotisserie chicken by itself. Nobody's ever going to get fat if they only eat ribeye steak. It doesn't happen because those foods are so satiating in their natural quality. It's when we start adding things onto them, it's like even just plain bread, which is not what we're eating on keto, but just by itself, plain bread is like, you might eat a piece, maybe 2. But if you toast it, you put some butter on it, then avocado, how many pieces of that can you eat? It's just that highly palatable combo when you put carbs or sweet and fat together. So Susan making sparkling coffee with cold brew Topo Chico. Yeah. And nut pods. It's delish. Okay. Well, it's kind of like a throwback to a real macchiato is served usually with a little bit of club soda on the side. This is Twist of Grapefruit, Susan, is my choice today for Topo Chico. Not sponsors, but you know,
what's a nut pod? Sounds like an insult. You nut pod, you get out of here. Like, that's a nut. Every day I got nut pods calling me on the phone.
It's something that men mansplain to women what it is. Nut pod. No, frankly, I think it's a terrible name. They need to have a better marketing team, but it's basically like coffee creamers that are made from like almonds, almond milk. Yeah, so it's got some thickeners and thing in there. They're pretty low in fat, but they kind of are meant to be like a low calorie creamer substitute for coffee. They come in different flavors.
Next time I'm like in traffic and someone cuts me off, I'm just gonna try it. You nut pod. See what happens. It's
the best insult, isn't it?
Yeah,
no keto. We veto you, nut pod. Let's see. Myth number 3 in this article is that fat is the most filling food to eat. So protein actually ends up being more satiating. Kind of the example you gave of like rotisserie chicken. How much of that could you eat by itself?
Yeah.
Butter. So there is adding some butter, like saturated fat, which is in fats that are solid at room temperature. Not here in Arizona because everything's liquid at room temperature here, but like in the Northwest where things are cooler temperatures, or in Chicago or London, fats that are solid at room temperature. In those climates, you can tell those are saturated fats. Those do turn on some satiety hormones when they're added to whole foods. However, if you consume them in liquid form, they don't contribute to satiety, and they just contribute to over consuming of calories, right? So this is common in something called bulletproof coffee, or some people call it fatty coffee. People think that they need that in order to stay full and satisfied on keto, but it ends up being a way of like drinking 400 to 600 extra calories without.
I thought it had more to do with just fuel to the brain versus satiety.
Well, you want in ketosis, like once you're in that state, your body's making ketones and it's making them in the brain as well. And so that's what's actually giving your brain fuel, is those what we call endogenous, means inside your body's making it itself. Look at this.
Oh,
look at you. You got a couple of fans here, Simon. I'm so glad.
I try.
I'm so glad you're here to bring the ladies to the show, to the nut pod.
Yes, to the
Your
yard.
Nut pods bring the ladies to the yard.
Stream yard. Yeah.
Well,
I guess that's why you had me on, even though I don't know anything about keto.
Yeah. Just for your funny cuteness.
I try. Thank you.
The final one here. Thanks, ladies, for supporting.
Yeah.
Well, see, the only apparently the nut pods I bring to the show are the ones that live in their mom's basement that we had to ban a couple of the shows.
Oh, that guy last time. Oh my God.
Gary or whoever. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. Myth 4 in this article is if carbs are kept low, eating fat can't cause weight gain and insulin resistance. We kind of talked about that, or I kind of talked about that a little bit already, is that you can overconsume fat on keto, and your body has other mechanisms for getting fat right in your fat cells. So you absolutely can gain weight without carbs if you overconsume fat. So great article from Diet Doctor, all about the myths of fat on keto. So
cool. So what's our topic then?
Susan went to ASU. Oh my gosh. So
wow.
Fun fact, ASU's students, they have a hand signal for their school. It's the shocker. It's the shocker.
Is it?
And I'm like, some student must have done this, and then the elder, not so smart people at the school are like, that's a cool hand signal. And the kids are like, ha, do you know what it really means? Yeah, I won't do it because I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook. So anyways, yeah, I'm loving it, Susan. I moved here last year. So nice. So you want to talk about our topic of today?
Let's do it. What do we got?
Today is easy rule number 8. If you're just joining us, we're doing a 10-part series to kick the show off. The 10 rules to follow to get started on keto, to get started with the fastest results or restarted. And so today is rule number 8, which is fast and simple meals. And under that umbrella is no recipes. So if you're trying to get restarted or started for the first time on keto, skip the recipes. And that I'm going to tell you all about why that is. Are you doing, you don't do recipes really. You keep it pretty simple when you do it, right, Simon?
Yeah, pretty simple. I've been barbecuing a lot, just on the grill and cooking steaks. I'll make a big salad. I like doing salads. Just like I'll just do a veggie and a meat, and then but I'll also do dairy. I've been doing I'll do string cheese, and not as meals, just as snacks. And I really like taking yogurt and dropping that stevia flavor thingy in.
Dropping it while it's hot.
Drop it. Yeah. I really taking hot yogurt. No, I don't.
Oh no.
It's better than frozen yogurt, but no.
Oh.
And then dropping it so it tastes so you mix it up. It tastes like vanilla. They have all the flavors. So you feel like you're getting an ice cream dish. You feel like you're getting a dessert, but it's actually very, very low carb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yogurt, you said?
Yeah, you get a really high fat, a good yogurt, not like a Dannon, like a low carb yogurt. And then you take the little things that they use for cooking, like little vanilla or whatever,
Oh, okay, like the extracts. Kind
of, yeah, I guess. And you take the dropper, you drop it in. You like how I did that? You just drop it in. You want me to do that again? Like this, like this. You see, you drop it like this. Yeah. Is that helpful? Is that helpful, people? Yeah.
That's a pinch, but yeah, that works.
Yeah, DM me for more instructions.
Welcome to Simon's cooking show. Man, we just lost a viewer.
So it's yogurt. It has the consistency of a dessert, and has the taste of a vanilla or a raspberry or a chocolate or whatever, or a mint. And I'll finish a meal with that, so I feel like I'm getting a dessert, but it's no sugar.
Well, and I'll for people that are new to keto, yogurts are one of those things you got to be really careful with because it ends up being pretty high. Even just unflavored, unsweetened yogurt has pretty high carbohydrates in it.
Well, I find the one with the least one.
Okay. There's a couple of brands there's one you can buy why is the echo back? I didn't do anything different. I've got it on echo cancellation. I don't know. There we go. That's better. Maybe I'll just move my microphone really close to me.
Squad leader, this is Echo 1.
Echo 1. Oh, yes. So there's Too Good yogurt that's low carb, individual little portions. There's another brand that is White Mountain that comes out of Austin, Texas. You can buy it in the refrigerated section at grocery stores. And the jar it comes in is a glass jar that what mayonnaise would come in is what it looks like. So that's another one that's about 5 grams of carbs per.
No, I just look at the back of it and I see what's the least, and then I go from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sue's doing 5%.
I think that's the one.
Okay. It's pretty. I would be cautious though. So if you're for people that are trying to start out, this would be something I would avoid because it's going to have the carbs are going to be so high that you wouldn't have room for veggies. So this is also
my dessert. Don't talk smack about my Greek yogurt with sweet leaf. See, I think that's even the brand I use, except for I use the vanilla, just a vanilla kind of guy. Okay. But they also had a chocolate raspberry.
Well, I'm here to, share the common mistakes that people make and why
listeners, Sue, she's just trying to ruin dessert. It's like people that want to ruin Christmas.
Yeah. Did we already talk about the dessert?
Don't be the Grinch that ruins my dessert.
Yeah. Well, don't remember episode 6. Remember back in episode 6 where I talked about the sweeteners? You remembered episode 3.
Yeah, but it's stevia. That's not a sweetener.
That's what. Yeah, it is. That's what is it for if it's not to sweeten it?
No, it's all natural.
I didn't say no artificial sweeteners. I just said no sweeteners in episode 6. So
man,
people go back and listen to that one. Yeah. So, Well, and this also goes back to like where tracking, right? Episode 5, which is
End the war on dessert, Carol.
Yeah. So how many grams of carbs are in that yogurt you're having?
Not like that many.
And then how many in the vegetables you had in your salad?
No, like not that many.
Yeah. But anyway, this is exactly why people come to me. They're like, I'm eating keto foods. I don't know why. I can't get into ketosis. And I'm here to share some of the pitfalls and the tips I've got to make it work. So I'm not here to shame anyone.
I am pitfall dessert, please, for crying out loud.
I'm not the carb police. I'm not the carb shamers, but I'm here to help the people that want to.
You're the Grinch that stole dessert, okay?
Yes. And I'll tell you, my blood work is much happier without it. All right. So easy rule 8. Rule number 8. Fast and simple meals, no recipes. So the typical route that people go when they try to start keto, like raise your hand if this is you. They buy all the recipe books. There's a ton of great keto cookbooks out there. Totally. They maybe download meal plans from different websites. Then they go shopping. They're all excited and spend hours and hours on the weekend. Sunday they spend 6 or 8 hours planning and prepping. And then each meal, they've got to spend 40 to 60 minutes to cook that meal, or at least cook dinner. Then they're trying to get their macros to work. They're following recipes and they're like, okay, so this recipe had 12 grams of protein, but it had 12 grams of carbs. What do I eat for dinner? Like all that's left over now is I only have like 2 carbs and 40 grams of fat. So it makes really, really complicated to try to get your macros to work perfectly. And then people wonder why they're not losing. Also, what ends up happening as well is because the typical recipe route and trying to make it really complicated and fancy and extra tasty is that when you're really hungry at the end of the day, like you've been too busy to plan and prep, let's say you're running late from work and everybody's starving at the end of the day. And so you don't have 60 minutes to prepare dinner. You're too hungry to wait that long. And so you just give up and you're like, all right, well, we'll just go through fast food tonight, or we'll just grab something really easy. We'll start over tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
This is the path that I described that basically is a typical one. People try to do it the right way. They try to do it the way that they think is going to work, but it actually, it's too complicated. It takes too much time. And there's a lot of other pitfalls of that make it so that it's doomed to fail. So Nancy's here too.
Nice.
Better late than never. Let's see. She says, yes, you taught me to make quick meals. I still do this. Excellent. Excellent.
Nice.
So that's basically just a pitfall to, falling back into old carb habits. So when I was designing my approach to keto, I knew I needed to teach people a way of doing it that was faster and easier than what they eat already. Because everybody around this world, we get a thumbs up on that one. Yay. Most everybody, when you're not following a diet of any kind and just eating whatever you want to eat, most families have like their 10 go-to meals that they make. They're quick and easy. They just know how to make them without thinking about it. They're always falling back on those because they're fast and easy. And so I knew that I was going to have to create a keto approach that was as easy or easier than grabbing carbs when they're too busy, right? So that was one of the foundations. Now, I teach my clients to start out very, very simple, very basic, master that so that way when you're super hungry or you're at a restaurant or at a friend's house, you always know how to put together this really quick and easy meal, and you're not going to make a different choice just because you're too busy. You can always add recipes later. I teach them how to do that as well, but just to keep it super simple in the beginning. So I recommend coming up with meals that take you 5 or 10 minutes or less. The less amount of time it takes to put together your keto meal, the better. Here's all the reasons why. You want to know why, Simon?
Tell us why, Carol.
Well, let me tell you. One, it saves you time. Nobody, like a lot of people start like they'll do a whole 30 challenge for 30 days or something like that. But that amount of food prep is not sustainable for anyone. We need something quick and easy. Okay, so saves time. Like I said, keto must be easier than what you're used to eating. It must be easier to make the keto choices than it is to make the carby choices. And it makes it easier to stick with it. If you don't have to think too much, you just open the fridge, you're like, this, and this is a meal. So easy to stick with it. Remember one of the articles in the past, or a couple of them, one of the myths is like, it's too hard to stick with it. Okay. So this is one of those tricks that makes it really easy to stick with this. It makes it really, really easy to hit your macro goals as well. Because if you're eating rotisserie chicken, and maybe you're added some broccoli to that and some butter, that's really easy to track and then figure out, how do I get enough protein? How do I keep my carbs low? And how do I add fat to fill up my stomach? So, not fill up your stomach, but satisfy you. Easier to track. Also, it actually makes you more satisfied. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I'll kind of cover that. And when I talk about specifically why no recipes, but really simple meals. And we talked about this already, that like when it's simple, it's delicious and you will eat less than if it's a complex, really, recipe with a lot of different flavors in it. So you'll get full and eat less on less food. And also you're never going to fall into that trap of being too busy and too hungry that you just have to grab some carbs. Let's see. Susan's sharing, the rapper sharing, she eats the same lunch every day, rotate 3 dinners each week. Keto over a year, seeing great results. Yeah.
Nice. Keep
it simple. Like basically that's kind of how a lot of people live their life when they're not doing keto. And so you've got to figure out how to make it fit, that it's just that easy. Great. Good job, Susan.
Yeah.
We'll give her an award now too. I don't know what kind of present do you want, Susan? So some of the ways you do that, so people are like, okay, so what are those ideas? How do I make it that simple? So I like to go and buy, and I recommend for my clients here, stock your fridge and your pantry with stuff that's literally grab and go. So lunch meats, pre-sliced cheese, pickles. I've got sliced cheese and pre-sliced cheese. I put that twice on the list. So lots of cheese. Hard-boiled eggs are so great. Bag salad, pre-cleaned veggies for the grill. That's one of my favorites. The Safeway that's right down the street from me here. They do like pre-cleaned asparagus or, mushrooms and things like that that'll go right in the grill. And rotisserie chicken you've mentioned before too. That's a really great one as well. I like to do frozen burger patties. Just pull them out and stick them in the toaster oven or put them on the grill. All those are really super simple, quick and easy ideas. So one of the, a really easy like lunch idea is just, luncheon meat and cheese and maybe put a pickle in the middle. Like it doesn't have to be that complicated. Those are all just easy ones. Or put a little bit of lettuce in the middle, or romaine lettuce leaves make a really great like boat for sandwich fillings. Tuna, mayo, that kind of stuff, right? You already mentioned you're doing some like meats and grilled veggies and stuff. So
yeah,
that can be super easy. Yeah. So you want to know more specifically why I recommend no recipes for a period of time when you're getting started?
There's more reasons. Yeah,
recipes specifically. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just full of reasons, Carol.
Yes. Well, and the approach that I have for my clients is very, very comprehensive. And those of you who are just tuning in or don't know me, I have a master's degree in nutrition and in psychology. And I've studied keto to death. And I've also brought in everything I've ever studied about the way that the brain works to make us eat too much, crave things, habits, and all of that. So everything I've ever studied on the psychology side, I bring into my keto approach. So that's part of why it's so effective, is it's addressing things that nobody else out there is addressing. Everybody else is just like, here's what to eat. That's all you got to think about. But it's like, here's why we eat this way so that we can maximize our results, because it's addressing the psychology side of that. So here's why. So when people go through my program, I don't just teach them, here's the rules. I teach them why it is. So then they're more on board with doing that. So kind of like we've been doing with like, why do you need to track? I don't want to track. Well, here's why. So, and it's because you get a present, like a Denali at the end. So,
okay. Why?
Okay.
Tell us why.
Why can't I have recipes?
Why, Carol?
I'm the recipe Grinch. I take all your pleasure away. No.
Yeah.
So recipes specifically. So again, 5 or 10-minute meals, really simple. Why no recipes? Okay, so it's way too complicated to track and hit your macro goals. We talked about that. It also increases your appetite. So if you're going to have recipes, you have to seek out those recipes. You have to go spend time looking through cookbooks, searching on YouTube videos, looking through websites, and you're going to be looking at food. And guess what? What happens when you look at photos of food?
You want to eat.
Yeah, you get hungry. Like that's the way our brain works, is seeing food cues our appetite. It turns on hunger hormones.
Yeah.
So if you spend a lot of time researching recipes all day long, it makes you hungrier and you will eat more because of that. So my approach again is all about how do we do this in a way that you can lose weight as fast as quickly because you're minimizing the things that turn on appetite. So we're not looking at food all day long. Also, if you spend all that time, let's say you're spending 40 to 60 minutes to prepare a meal, that entire time you're looking at that food the whole time. You get hungrier because you're standing there looking and staring at food for an hour. Whereas if you just made something in 5 or 10 minutes, you're going to eat it and move on with your life. So you're basically, these things are just stoking your appetite and they will make you eat more. Also the complicated flavor profile. So again, the example, like if it's chicken and broccoli and butter, that tastes good. We're going to be satisfied. We're going to enjoy that meal. But if we make this like, chicken broccoli with cheese and mayonnaise, and we've coated the chicken and we not panko, but like a lot of people will do like pork rind coated or something like that. It will taste amazing, but you're going to eat like twice as many calories as you would if you would just kept it really simple in the beginning. So all of that just makes it. So basically recipes are a recipe for eating more than you would if you keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Don't mess around.
Silly. Keep it simple, silly.
Yeah. Okay. But what about when you're cooking for other people? See, it's like I'm single. Okay, fine. I can cook whatever I want. What if you're like some mom or dad, you got a family, you got to cook for the kids. The kids aren't eating simple. They're going to want what they want. I want pizza. I want macaroni and cheese. What do? Do you lock them in a closet? Put them in a headlock?
That's what I recommend.
What are your parenting tips?
That's rule number 11 is lock your children
outside and lock the door until the street lights come on. What do you do, Carol?
Eventually they'll learn how to garden and grow their own food. So it works really well.
Just give them a shovel and throw them in the garden. What are your tips on this?
Yeah.
No, but it's a serious question though. Like,
So so long before I did keto, I actually used to go and do in-home consultations with families and help them transition their kids to healthier eating. And the Diet Doctor website we were looking at earlier has some really, really great articles if you want to transition your whole family onto low carb meals. Like they're very healthy. There's not, chicken and broccoli and butter. There's nothing about that that's unhealthy for children. Consult see the medical disclaimer at the beginning of the show though. So I'm not telling anybody what you should anyways. So the thing with kids is that you want to gradually transition. You don't want to just all of a sudden like, guess what, kids, we're doing this new thing and you can't have any of your favorite foods.
And no dessert.
No dessert anymore.
No dessert.
Plain broccoli with butter. That's all you get for dinner.
You're going to send your kids to a therapy later in life. And my mom never gave me dessert and all the other kids had dessert.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's have a moment for all the people that have been in therapy because of the way their parents raised them.
Because their mom. Yeah, I mean, come on, I'm just teasing, but you know
what
I mean?
It's real, yeah. So
kids are gonna be like
gradual transition. What I recommend is that, and it just depends too, because some families like their kids are eating mac and cheese and chicken nuggets and fries every night. Like that's a whole other situation, right? So if it's going to be a more long-term change that you're going to make with those, maybe you start with like no soda, but you still eat the familiar foods. And then, next phase is maybe you add a vegetable to what they already eat. So it's a long-term change depending on what it is. But a lot of families too, also they make pretty healthy dinners as it is. And so some moms will be like, whatever I'm having as my main dinner, I'm just going to add a carby side for the rest of the family, right? So it might be rotisserie chicken. We'll just keep sticking with the same example. Rotisserie chicken, broccoli and butter, and then we're going to have bread, or we're going to have rice, or we're going to have potatoes or something like that. And so it's mom's just eating pretty much the same thing. Typically it's mom that's doing this. and everybody else is kind of having the same meal, right? So that's one example, especially when in the beginning, when we're keeping it really simple. And as you go farther down the road and you want to do some recipes occasionally, then I encourage bring the family in, like look through those cookbooks together, let each kid pick out their own recipe that they want to have for dinner one of the nights and get them involved in cooking it. So I also used to teach cooking classes, and specifically with adults, but also I do some kids cooking classes with the parents. And it was amazing because when the kids get to pick what they want, they will eat far more variety and more vegetables than they ever would if the parent says they have to. So, for example, I did a cooking class with parents and kids, and they were preteen kids, and we were making pizza, and I had a whole variety of chopped veggies and things like that, and they got to pick their toppings. And the parents were all like, "Oh, my kid's never going to eat any of those vegetables," and we'd let them go, and every one of them picked them all, and the parents were all just like, what? My kid put vegetables on theirs? It's like when they're empowered to make their own choices, they're going to make a lot different choices than when they're forced to do it. So I got the parenting family psychology. It's, it just depends on where you're starting. It's a gradual process too. And also
trick them almost into eating vegetables.
No. The trick actually, so Ellen Satter is an expert. So those of you that have kids out there and you're wondering like, oh my God, my kids are a mess. How do I get them to eat healthier? Ellen Satter is an expert at child nutrition psychology. And it's all about gradual change. It's about empowering. So as parents, our job is to provide healthy foods. It's the child's job is to pick and choose what they want to eat. So one of the hardest things for parents is they get worried that the kid's not going to be healthy. So they force them to eat. Like you have to eat 3 bites of this before you get your dessert, or you have to clean your plate before you eat that. That's what causes the battle, is what causes them to make not so healthy choices. Studies show that when you put a variety of foods out, so I know a lot of parents think like, nope, my kid will only eat chicken nuggets and fries every night. Well, it takes 7 times on average of them seeing a new food before they're willing to try it. So, and also it takes not making it a battle. So you can chicken nuggets and fries every night and then have a vegetable out there as well. Put the same one out 7 times and don't say a word about it. In fact, you can even do the opposite. I did this with my son. Anytime there was something new, I would say, I like this. I don't know if you're going to like it or not. You can try it if you want or not. That's it. You let it go. They get to decide if they want to try it or not. They may not, and they might try it and go, but also just them seeing it. But they also know that they've got their foods that they're used to, those chicken nuggets and fries, that they're not going to feel like they're starving if they don't eat these other foods. So there's a ton that we can talk about with that, but that's just an overview.
Be a topic for another show, maybe.
Sure. Yeah. I'll add that. Family.
Make a note. That's good. Okay.
Family meals. We'll just call it meals. Susan's apparently studied the psychology of the stuff too. She says there's a study with rats, and those that had more variety in their diet gained more weight. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. Yeah. So there's the buffet effect, right? How many have eaten at a buffet? We don't have them anymore in the world, but there used to be a time when we had buffets. And
have we really come to that? Like when I was young, we used to have a buffet.
Yes. I don't know if they're ever going to come back. It'll be weird.
They're going to come back. Come on.
There's just going to be the lunch lady that serves it to you. You don't get to touch it yourself.
With the hairnet?
That's enough, yeah.
With the hairnet on.
Very unhappy with her life too. I don't know why, or it's going to be
Chris. No, some of them are sweethearts. Some of the lunch ladies were sweethearts.
Okay. All right. Have I convinced you to? Well, you're not doing recipes anyways, but yeah. They still have buffets in the UK, Sue. Tell us it's not so.
Buffet in the UK. Going to be on their new hit album by 2 Live Sues. Buffet in the UK.
Nancy's going to have to be a backup dancer, though. She missed that part that we're starting a band. So,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what
all
else?
right.
What else?
Is that
We've already
good?
talked about how to trick your kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talked about keeping it simple.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Next week, I have another topic. So next week, I realized we haven't talked about nuts and seeds on keto. So we're going to talk about that next week, next episode. And this is one that, so a lot of people will turn to nuts and seeds on keto because they feel like, oh, they're high in fat. They're good fat. So this is a good snack. So come back next week, listen to next episode when we talk all about like what the pitfalls of nuts and seeds are. Well, Susan, you're in Chicago, right? So no more buffets here in the US anyways. And then Sue's saying, this is confusing because we've got Susan and Sue. Sue says, yeah, buffets in the UK, eat as much as you can. It's Chinese, Indian, English, everything you could want. They still have those open. They closed them all in the US. So two live Sue's.
Two live Sue's.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Simon, we have a review.
Two live Suisse. Like that's the French one. Two live Suisse.
Oh, yes. Yes, Susan's asking, do we do lives each week at this time? Yes, you caught us. Welcome to the party, 2 live Sues. Let's recruit some more. We can have next week will be 3 live Sues.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicago. So
I think we should cap our Sues. I don't want any more Sues. We'll get some, some Brendas, some Judys, something else. But like, I feel like we've reached our Sue quota.
Okay.
Right?
We'll see.
If you get another Sue, then what are you going to call it?
3 live Sues.
Nah, doesn't work.
No, not allowed. Okay. Yeah, every week this time, Susan.
Maybe you could call it a slew of Sues. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think we need a Sue cap.
So Simon, do your homework is going to be, you need to come up with the 3 live Sues, the 4 live Sues. You just have to have names for each of these because we'll increase this. So
okay.
Simon, we got a review that came in. I put that in the notes there for you to read. So
we did, huh? What's that?
Yeah.
You put it in the notes, eh?
Yeah, the wrap up part there.
Wrap up. I don't see it. What? Are you laughing at me?
Where are you at? Are you at the top of the page?
Oh, top of the page?
Yeah, scroll down episode 8, May 13th.
I'll find it later.
All right, I'll read it then. Fine. Okay. So we got a review that came in on YouTube. Crafty Come Lately. She watched maybe episode 3 or 4, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So she commented, "Hi,
Has
Carolyn.
Crafty even come lately? Where's she been?"
Well, she's gone back. She liked the episode so much, she's going back to watch them from the beginning.
Oh, sweet.
And,
okay.
Yeah. So her comment was that, "Hi, Carol and Simon, going back to listen to the first episode because this is very informative and entertaining at the same time,"
yes.
Which was our goal. Yay. So
wow.
Thank you so much, Crafty Come Lately. Wherever you're watching.
And I'm also slowly losing weight, Carol. Like I'm getting, following your tutelage.
I know over the last couple of years, you'd always call me and want all these tips, and I always told you it's so much more complicated than I can tell you in one phone call.
Yeah,
and here it is so far, 8 weeks, and it's finally clicking. So
yeah, I'd be like, how many carbs in a corned beef sandwich? How many? What if I only eat the burger with one eye open? Is that half the carbs? No.
Yeah, if you, yeah. Anyways, so leave us a review. We'll read it live on the show. And last week I promised that if somebody left us an iTunes review, that Simon would write a joke about it. So that's yet to happen. We're doing this live every week, and also we're going to be launching this as a podcast so that you can binge listen very shortly. So if you're listening to us in the future, please leave us a review there as well.
Yeah, man. What's going to happen when I get in great shape? Then what? Then maybe they're all going to come out. Oh, yeah.
The net pods
I'm serious, though. Like, I am slimming down. I'm feeling good. I'm getting more energy. So it's working. Whatever. It's working.
we're gonna all the nut pods will come out of the woodwork then. So
these nut pods.
you know what? I think we're just gonna have to. Oh no. We're gonna have to take the show on the road eventually. We're gonna have to go to Chicago, London.
Yes.
We got to see where their fans are. Susan,
live from the buffet. Simon was funnier at the start.
Oh boy,
he kind of trailed off at the end.
All right. Well, maybe that means we should wrap this up because Simon's out of steam. We're gonna have to wrap this up here. So,
do we?
Yeah. Well,
tough crowd, Carol. Tough crowd.
Just to recap, this episode was about rule number 8 of our 10. Why keeping it simple is simply the best way to stay on track. See what I did there?
That's good.
All right. She's making up now. Susan says, congrats, Simon.
Oh, thank you. Congrats on what? Not being as funny? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. it just comes out,
Making it to, she's congratulating you on making it to the end of the show. You did.
Oh, yeah.
Job.
Wow.
Good job.
Can you believe it?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have to set up our tour in Chicago then, I guess. One of the third places maybe we'll go. Yeah. Yeah. And then we can actually answer questions live from the audience.
Then it could be Keto Chat live.
Yes. Yes. Oh,
okay.
All right. Well,
doing it.
Thank you everyone for watching. I'm so glad you're having fun. This is our goal, to entertain and to educate you, help you get healthier with a keto lifestyle that's sustainable.
And to be supportive, because it's not, it's not what you were trained to, it's not the way you were trained to eat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're doing retraining.
Yes. Yes. This is, I use a cruise ship analogy. The last 50 years, the cruise ship was heading the wrong direction, and it takes a long time to turn a cruise ship around. We've got to turn around 180 and go back 50 years in the other direction. So,
okay, like Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, so Sue wants us to come to London. We got fans in London, Chicago, and then Nancy used to be in San Diego. I don't know if you're still there or not, but Nancy saying thanks as well too. Thank you for watching, everyone.
All right.
Until next time.
Bye.
No keto, we veto.